Well, good Wednesday afternoon. I literally had to think, what day is it? And I know you've had the same problem sometimes too during this season of not remembering what day it is. But Wednesday, hello Wednesday, and I'm excited, super excited. This is a day I've been waiting for so long. I'm so excited. I don't even know how to build it up right. I wish I had confetti cannons. I wish I had balloons, and I have a DJ horn, so I could do that. Big news happening today. I can't wait to share it with you and give you some details that I know hopefully you've been looking forward to. But really excited that we are making our plans to reopen. And we finally have landed on the day. And we finally have landed on the Sunday that we're going to reopen. And we finally feel like we've made the steps we can take, the steps that we've talked about, the steps we're going to take as we move forward. And we've actually gone into great lengths to try to give you a lot of that detail. Some of it I'm going to fill in today, fill in some of the gaps. But it's just again, it's just an amazing day. Cannot wait to meet with you guys again. Just to let you know, we are finishing the series this Sunday for Transformed. We are starting a brand new series next week, and that's going to be Memorial Day weekend on the 24th. And then we're very excited that on May 31st, Sunday morning, May 31st, we are reopening Journey as a building for in person worship on May 31st. We're all excited. We're in the office woohooing right now. May 31st is going to happen. And just to fill you in, we have worked very long and hard to we're working on the building, working on some other things I'll fill you in on. But we're super excited. That's going to be our first in person service. Now, I'll go ahead and let you know right up front. Um, it's going to be adults and families in the large auditorium. We will not be opening for the first couple weeks with childcare, and that's because we are going to be taking this. I think I've shared it before. We're going to take some slow steps. We need a couple of weeks to sort of make sure we can operate, getting people in and out, and use some of the safety and social distancing measures that we want to put in place, as well as just create the safest environment we can for everyone who comes and calls Journey home. So we call it stage one, and go ahead and let you get a little sneak peek here. You ready? We have broken up our reopen plan into three stages. Okay, three stages. Now, not to be confused. All right, don't confuse that with the phases of the state opening. The state's doing its own thing. We as a church, whether or not we're in phase one or phase two or phase three, we are able to come and worship together. I told you last week, according to the NC Executive Order 138, churches are exempt from the mass gathering prohibition of 10 or less, or 10 or more, and we are able to come worship together. Our First Amendment rights is there. Now we want to do that safely, and that's what we've been working on. But that starts on May 31st. So May 31st, if you would like to come and be a part of an in-person worship service, you can come to Journey and do that. All right. We are going to be running our online worship experience just like we have been doing, and our Sunday morning in person service the same for the next several weeks. Okay. So if you're not planning on joining us in what we would call stage one with adult worship services and family services itself, we understand that. You have plenty of time. This summer is going to be all transitions for everybody, so we understand. We will be continuing to put things online, continuing to provide all those resources online at 11 o'clock. When we move to stage two, we will be reopening our 9 and 11 o'clock service. So we will have two different service times, as well as some limited Kid Street opportunities. We have a desired date for that. That date could change, whether or not we have volunteers, whether or not we can, as other churches continue to open, we're all sort of learning from one another how to best practices to do this. But kids don't social distance, so we have to figure out ways to help guide them and let them still have a great, incredible experience at our church. But May 31st is starting the process as we roll out our slow kind of reopening. Okay. I know there's lots of people I talked to. We shared this with our leaders last night, or even some of our leaders is like, oh man, I wish we could just come back and like a light switch and we get it. Okay, we totally get it, but we really do believe this is the smartest, the wisest way to slowly move forward. Okay, I'm sending it. You hopefully got an email out today. You're getting an email. You will see this whole document with all the stages. You can go to the info.bar and click on the COVID response page, and you can read the email and you can see the document. You can you have an email coming to you again, and you can see the document there. We're giving you all the information we can in terms of our goals, in terms of our desires, in terms of what we feel like may be able to happen. Okay. Let me fill you in on some things that are not in the email and they're not on the sheet. Okay. One of the couple of things that came up last night were masks in terms of wearing masks. We're going to have some signage on the front door that talks about some of the things like please don't come in the building if you've been sick. Please don't come in the building if you've experienced any symptoms. There'll be some additional signage that talks about our capacity in terms of we're going to be running about 20% capacity in terms of spreading out our seating, making it a little bit different, but about 20% capacity in our large room. I don't think we'll get past that necessarily the first couple weeks, which is fine. Masks, if people want to wear masks, you are more than welcome to wear masks, but we are not requiring masks, and we will not be providing like trying to hand them out the door like some stores and things have done. But if you want to bring yours, trust me, people will be wearing masks in the church. That's perfectly fine for as long as you want to. Again, this is not going to be a judge-free zone when it comes to Journey. Okay, it's a little hard to sing in, but you make a joyful noise even with your mask on if you need to. Okay. People asked about again, we talked about childcare, not right up front, but you can bring your children if you want to sit with your family in the service. We'll have it kind of designated where your family can sit together, and then they'll have some space before another family or someone else could sit. So you have a little bit of the social distancing in the large room with your family. It'll be a little bit of a shorter service, kind of an hour like we've been doing online. Okay. We've upped a bunch of stuff in our building. We've made some improvements. We've invested in the building to make it safer and to make it a little bit easier in terms of the hand washing stations and the sanitation stations. So I think we have 8 additional sanitation stations being placed in the auditorium where volunteers are in and out of doors in terms of hand sanitizer and things like that. So they're going to be all over the place in terms of the church. We're installing those over the next couple weeks. We also just recently spent some money and actually upgraded some of our filtration, our HVAC system, to install some very industrial hospital strength level filtration systems. Okay, from if you read the list that we were given in terms of the particles that it kind of begins to bring out of the environment, the goal is to circulate the air and to circulate and pull out as much as we possibly can. Um, we can't make any promises when it comes to COVID and things like that, but all I can tell you is if you suffer from allergies, we're investing in a system that you should be able to come into our church and not have to suffer from allergies. You can't live there, but you can come visit and you can be a part of worship services again starting May 31st. Okay, so we did just make that investment. We did just make that upgrade. That'll be ready for us by May 31st, along with a few other things that we're doing in the building. So, with all that being said, we really are excited. We know there's going to be questions. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to read the email fully. I want you to look over the stages fully. Please know we are holding the timeline with pretty open hands, okay? Because if things were to possibly get, let's just say, ridiculously worse in our state or even in our county, we would probably make some adjustments to that schedule. As things continue to move forward, we're using some basically some cultural things like when day camps start and other things to when children's ministry and things will start, volunteer basis and capacity. We'll start off with no cafe and no food service of any kind. Eventually, in stages, we'll begin to offer free coffee again. We've got some people already working on how to do that. So there's lots of questions that people may have about what to expect. Please email us. You've got a couple weeks to let us know and to prepare for you and your family to come and be a part of the services. Again, if you choose not to the first month or however long you're choosing to worship at home, nothing will change for you. Everything that we've been doing will continue to be done online on our services at 11 o'clock every Sunday. Okay, we're just going to take the step to make this gradual open. All right. So read the email fully. Look over the reopen document, and if you have questions, you can email them to me or Pastor Don or Pastor Chris or Pastor Nicole, anybody that you want to email to on our staff. They should be able to answer your questions. But feel free to just respond to this email it back to me, and ask any question you'd like to ask. We, again, cannot make any guarantees, just like any place else, in terms of whether people are safe from being sick or not going to get sick in an environment that's like a church. We don't know. We believe that we can do this as safe as possible, and we believe we can give people some element of the distancing that we're requiring in all other areas of our life in terms of social distancing. But it is going to be completely up to you and your family to come and take that risk, to come and be a part of our worship services. We believe that will, as we work through the summer of transitions, that things will either get easier for us to do those things, or they will level off and remain, kind of with us this whole time. And that's okay. We will be prepared for this whole summer to keep engaged in some of those social distancing measures, and yet continue to have in-person worship opportunities. Okay. If you are chomping at the bit and super excited about getting back into church, I would like you to email the staff members or the key leaders that you know and that you were connected to, whether you were a greeter, or sound technician, or whatever. And if you are wanting to participate in helping us get sort of relaunched, please go ahead and email them. Let them know that you're in and you're excited to be back. Okay. If you are someone that you for sure you're like, listen, I used to volunteer in Kid Street. I can't. I've looked through the documents, and as far as me and my family are concerned, we are definitely going to be stage 3, post phase 3, 4. You just know it's going to be a while. That is perfectly fine. Please keep that communication flowing with us. Again, we are not here to judge anyone. We are not here to worry about whether to make a decision for you. We just want to be sure as we move forward that we give everyone in our church an opportunity to engage at whatever level they can and want to engage in. But if you're excited and you want to be a part quickly, we'd love to know that. If it's going to be definitely a while, let us know that too. We'd love to be able to know to pray for you. We'd love to be able to know if there's anything particular going on that you're concerned about. We'd also like to know, just in terms of volunteers, who we can count on in this, stage 1, who we can count on in stage 2, and who we can count on in stage 3. Because Journey volunteers are the people that make Journey the amazing church that it is. And so that's a big part of this next month or so of transition, is working through our volunteers and what can we do. Again, what can we do in terms of the measure of safety that we want to do, and what can't we do? And so we're working through that. Please be patient with us. Please give us extra grace as we do one thing one Sunday and then completely change our mind and do something different the next Sunday. That's very possible, right? Because right now there are no experts on how to do this. We are just continuing to use all the guidance from the CDC, use all the guidance from some of the resources for churches to help us take this step. And so again, thank you guys. We're excited about it. Okay, and you'll be hearing more and more from us as we move forward in the coming weeks. Now, I will let you know this Sunday, we are currently working on a way to do something very, very special for one of our global outreach partners. And we would love for you to participate in our generosity. We're looking at giving some funds to a global outreach partner for some things that they're working through. And I talked with the staff, and I said, I would love for I'd love for our church to be engaged in the generosity that we're planning and doing. And we are working through the details of that now. I'll let you know more about it Sunday. But the goal will be this: is that we want you to share our services on your social media page. Okay, so right now we have a certain number, a dozen or so people that share our services, and we're wanting to ask you that for every share that we get, we'll continue to be more and more generous towards our global partners. This is the goal. The goal is just for you to actively participate in generosity. Okay, we're not asking you to give any more. People have been tithing and giving, and we've already been actively involved in giving and working with people and helping people where things are needed. But this is one of our global outreach partners that we're really looking forward to doing something special for. And so, yes, we definitely are wanting you to participate in that by sharing. And we just think that's the best and easiest way you can do it. Share it on your Facebook page, share it on your Twitter, share it on Instagram. Doesn't matter to me. Just share the links we give you as we work towards the service. And on Sunday morning, we want you to share. And for every time you share, we'll continue to move forward in the generosity of what we're able to give, in addition to maybe some matching funds that are coming, which is one of the reasons we want to be able to do this. Some matching funds to be able to help make it even more. And so, with all of that said, I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. We'll give you more information as we head into the weekend of what's to come. But I'm really, really looking forward. I'm personally looking forward to getting to share with you again as we finish the transformation series. And I'm really looking forward to the next series, all about the current tension of what does it look like to how do you unfollow without unfriending, right? How do you unfollow without unfriending? And that's a huge deal right now in our current social media culture. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about how we can disagree and agree to disagree. How do we handle the political climate that we're continuing to see and we're continue moving into towards November? That's all going to be stuff we're talking about in this next series, and I'm really excited about that. So, love you guys. Again, have an amazing Wednesday and reopen. Share, spread the word. We are reopening on May 31st. Love you guys.